Hello everyone, welcome to story time today. Today's story is The Bumble Bear. Now this story is in our school library box, so some of you might have read this story before. But if you haven't read this story before, I hope you enjoy it. There's a new bee at bee school, but something is not quite right. That's because Norman, the new bee, is actually a sneaky bear, trying to trick the bees with the ultimate honey-grabbing plot. Will Norman get his paws on their honey, or will he fulfil his true destiny and become a bumble bear? Let's find out. Once there was a bear called Norman who loved honey. He really loved honey. And he was always sad when it ran out. But getting hold of more honey was always a bit tricky. If only I could be a bee, he sighed. I could have as much honey as I liked. And then Norman had an amazing and brilliant idea. It was an ordinary morning at bee school. "Hello, bees," said the queen, who was in charge. "We have a new bee at our bee school today." "Ooh," said the little bees. "Everyone say hello to Norman." "Is Norman a bee?" "He's not a bee, is he? He can't go to bee school." "Hello," said Norman. "Ooh," said the little bees. "Aren't you a bit big?" asked Amelia, who was a rather clever little bee. I'm a special bee," said Norman. "I come from a land far, far away called the Giant Bee Land." Said Amelia. But then it was time for lessons to start. The day began with some painting. Then Norman joined in with buzzing practice before everyone settled down for a nap. The bees showed him all sorts of games during playtime, and Norman was brilliant at waggly dancing. And then it was time to go home. Bee school is amazing, thought Norman. He couldn't wait to come back the next day. The next morning was even better. Norman was very good at finding smelly flowers. The bees really liked him. He was so funny and friendly, and he always tried his best, even during the flying lessons. After lunch, the bees learned how to chase away anyone who came after their honey, like spiders, mice, toads, or bears. Amelia still felt that there was something a bit odd about Norman. She tried to work out what it was. Oh no. What has she worked out? She's worked out that Norman is not a bee. He's a bear. Amelia told the others what she had found out, but they didn't believe her. "Of course Norman's a bee," they said. "Just look at him." "He is not a bee, and I will prove it," said Amelia. Amelia took Norman to the bees' secret honey store. Well, when Norman saw all that honey, he just couldn't help himself. After all, he really loved honey. What's he done to all the honey? "See, Norman isn't a bee, he's a bear," said Amelia. "What the chickens?" said the little bees. Said Norman. He was asked to leave bee school at once. Oh, he's feeling sad. With Norman gone, things were really quiet at bee school. "Norman was such a funny bee," sighed the bees. "Norman was such a busy bee." "Norman was a naughty bear," said the queen, "and bee school is no place for bears." But later that night, the bees heard a loud crash and a diabolical roar. "Oh no," they cried, "it's a bear!" And this bear was big and nasty and trampled all over Bee School. It grabbed the hive and it started to shake it. The bees tumbled out in panic. They tried to chase the bear away, but it was too big and too bad. But then a fearsome buzzing beast burst through the trees. "Bzzz! Eek!" squealed the bear. "It's a giant bee!" And the bear ran away as fast as he could. The bees were saved and Norman was a hero. They gave him a big pot of honey and the Queen presented him with a special award. "You definitely aren't a bee," said the Queen, "but you aren't an ordinary bear. You are a bumble bear." And the bumble bears were definitely allowed to go to Bee School. The end. I hoped you enjoyed our story today. Make sure you come back tomorrow and I will read a different one. See you later.